Okay, and all right, I am recording this, so please be aware that this is being recorded. Oh, those bloody transcripts. Okay, I don't know where the, okay, I turned off the transcripts and there we go. And then what we'll do is I will make this available. I was trying to be all fancy, and put it on YouTube and stream it for those who couldn't get into Teams and whatever, but oh well, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Okay, so let's just see any other options here. Some teachers have gone to marking rehab. I'll just wait. I'm just gonna wait I hope you guys don't mind. Just 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes, please, if you don't mind. And I hope you've all got something to drink. I hope you've all got something to drink and snack on. I've got grape juice. Okay, that's what I have. A piece of grape. There's a piece of grape in there. It is Yolandi. It's yeah. It's I don't know what fail Coke is, but it doesn't taste like Coke. Okay, Dorian, great to see you here. Do you have sound? If anyone's speaking, I can't hear you because my mic. I don't know if anyone's actually saying anything. Can we maybe test and someone say something and then we'll get started. Then I know like everything's working and we can.
Something.
Good evening, man.
Okay, I'm not hearing anyone.
Hello,
That's
man.
probably not a good sign. Oh boy, hold on. Because now I'm the one who can't hear anything. Okay, we can hear you. Oh, okay, hold on. Here we go. Now I can hear everybody. When in doubt, unplug it and plug it back in. It's good old. There we go. Okay. Awesome. Okay, well, I think let's get started. I'm not going to waste your time. So you've all made a commitment to be here on time, and that's fantastic. So I'm not going to waste any more time. What I am going to do is switch. I'll switch in a sec. Well, actually, no, I'll switch now. So I'll switch now. Okay. So I don't know. Can you guys see the whole screen, or would you rather prefer that I share a window? I don't mind sharing a window.
Oh, that's great. Thanks.
No, is that okay? Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay. Great, and then I'll just open up and then what I'll do is I will then drag stuff into the screen as we go if we need to see anything, if people are chatting and stuff. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. This is, I don't have time to make like fancy stuff, okay? So I would have had like music and fanfare and all kinds of crazy things and like, because it's the first time we've sort of done something like this where we're just all getting together as cat teachers, and we're just going to talk about cat. But I'm here purely to facilitate, to instigate, to stir, to to did I say facilitate? I think I did. So let's see what happens. Let's take it from here. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, let's keep going. We are today is March the 3rd, 2022, and we are having the first open online discussion by cat teachers about cat. So this is kind of what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about how you are presently experiencing being a cat teacher. How are things going? How are you doing? What do you think? What do you feel? What are your experiences like as a cat teacher? Because a lot of us don't actually know where cat actually began. And what is so nice that in the group tonight we have people who have been teaching cat from the olden days till now. So we have people who've been around for a while and they have seen the progression of this subject and how it has evolved over time. And I think it's time that maybe we as teachers start talking about the subject and figuring out, like, maybe, oh, sorry, Julie. Julie says I'm calling them old. Well, I am, Julie. I am calling you old. Yes. I can say that because you're far away from me. You can't touch me. Well, where was I? No, stop distracting me. Here we go. Okay, so I was saying we have people from the whole spectrum here, guys, from people who have started right at the beginning of the early days to new teachers. And in fact, you know what? Before we even continue, could you maybe, and I'll get everyone to chat in a minute, we'll be chatting soon. So could you maybe, in the chat window there, just type in your name, and well, I suppose it says your name, but just say, hi, I am blah blah and I'm from wherever. Let's just see where everyone is from, because we got people from all over the country, which is so cool. So yeah, go ahead and give us smiley faces. We have Dorian. Thank you, Dorian, from Rodine. Ian Crawford is here from Michael House. Francis is blah blah from Pretoria. Lene Siso, Arno van Dam, Kathy Robinson, Petronell. Yes, great. Tracy Lee from Kuro Serengeti. Oh, Tracy Lee, hello. Oh, they're going so fast. David Rogers, Julie Oh, I thought it was Julie Nottingham. Julie Flanagan. Okay, they're going so fast I can't read them all, but it is great, guys. We have Una. Una, there you are. Nice of you to join us. Simwe. Hey, you like my Twitter stalker. We've got to meet sometime. We've got to meet in person. Mirinda Favaz is here. Adine Hutton from Mossel Bay. An old teacher. Very good. Okay, awesome. Zane Smith is here. Una. Sorry, Una. I meant Una. Anne Matthews is here, guys. Let me just mention that Anne Matthews, as she has stated there, she was part of the team who actually put together the curriculum for CAT in 2002, guys. Yes, Anne Matthews is here in the house. I asked her to talk, but she doesn't want to, so that's what can you do. Sarah, all the way from Pietermaritzburg. Querbus in Balmoral College. Oh, guys, thank you. It is so great to see where you all are from. This is amazing. This is awesome. Okay, so here we are. Where was I? Okay. We're going to talk about your present experience. We're also going to talk about what are your concerns about the subject. What, as a professional educator, what do you think about the subject? What could be better? What is not so good right now and we need to change it? What do you suggest? How can we change things? Or what would you suggest if we could change it? If we could say, you know what, CAT needs to be like this. It's like this right now, but it needs to be like this. What would you say, okay? If you had the power. Yes. Let's see. Right. What I'd also love to chat about, guys, if we get the time, I'm going to try stop at 8 o'clock. Because I think that will be more than enough. We can keep going for those who want to hang around and chat. That's fine. It'll get me out of doing dishes, so that's fine. The future of computer applications technology. What do you see as the future of our subject? How do you see it evolving? What should it be covering, and what should it maybe be letting go? Okay. We all have our own opinions. We'll discuss that soon. How can we make that future a reality? Yeah, how can these ideas or these things that we want to talk about, is it possible? Will it be possible? How do we do that? Now, okay. And then, of course, we'll just talk about the CAT community. A lot of you have joined us because you're part of the CAT community. And yeah, we might talk about that. I actually don't know. This is like my first time, okay? So let's just see what happens. All right, so first things first, a couple of things, guys. We don't want any unhappy cat teachers here, okay? I know you might have some ideas and suggestions or constructive criticism, or you might have some bugbears and things, but we don't need people that are just here to fight or cause trouble, okay? I'm going to boot you out, okay? I'm going to boot you out and you won't come back in, okay? Yes, I can do that. At least I think I can. I haven't tried yet. But no unhappy people, no angry people, okay? Let's be happy. Happy cat teachers. That's what we want tonight. We want everybody to be like, yeah, man, this is cool. This is awesome. We've never done this. It's our first time. It is great. So let's be happy. Okay. Everybody understand that. No unhappy people, just happy people. Right? If you are unhappy, that's okay. That's okay. But try and balance that a little bit. All right. So the first thing is we're going to start off with a poll. I'm going to get us just interacting a little bit before we actually get to the talking of this, because this is going to kind of just give us some ideas, okay, and give you a good feeling of where everyone is at. So I'd like you to, if you have your phone with you, if you just scan that QR code or put in that very easy to type in email web address there, okay, I want you to pop that in there. And we're going to have a bit of a poll. I'm going to run this poll. We're going to see the results in real time live. For the record, can everyone see the full screen on their computer screen? I'm not cropped off or anything like that because I'm not actually sharing a screen. This is just my camera. And is the quality okay? Is that okay for everyone? Okay. Okay. People are typing. Everywhere. Okay. People are so shy. They don't want to speak. You better speak, guys, or I'm going to speak like all the time. You know, and some of you are like, oh no, speak quickly. Say something. He just doesn't shut up. Okay. Alrighty. So I think I can actually show that poll. If I just go to the thing here. If I just bring up the poll here. Okay, there we go. Okay, and it's actually got the link there. Oh, you guys are voting already? Gee whiz, you didn't even wait for me. Holy mama. Okay, here we go. So here we can see the results so far. It's time to change the name CAT. C-A-T. It's time to change the name. So if we look at the results here, we've got agree, we've got undecided. Who's undecided? I'm going to find out who did. I actually can't. It's anonymous. You're lucky. Okay. That is very, very interesting. So 81% of you are saying that we should probably change the name of CAT, which is great, but what should we change it to? Okay. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, we'll get to that. Very, very good. I'm going to go to the next question. The next question is, the perception of the subject still needs to change. Do you think that the perception of the subject still needs to change? Do people still think that CAT is typing or games?
Okay, Matt, the question is, can I just ask something here? Is this now specific as in the country or in your school?
Well, you can do either. I think initially you would encounter it within your own school and community, so you can answer it from that point of view, I think.
Okay, because in my school they've got a good idea of what CAT is, but definitely not in.
That's nice. But then maybe go on what you've when you have chatted with other teachers in other schools, how they see CATs. Okay. Okay, there's a lot of chat going on the side. I know the chat is not recorded, but and I hope that, you know what, I know this is recording, but I hope it's actually recording my spotlighted screen. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to find out, guys. We're going to find out. You know what, maybe I can't. No, okay, never mind. I'm not going to even do that. All right, so the majority of our group at the moment is saying that the perception of the subject still needs to change. And I mean, it's been around a while, so we need to ask ourselves why. Okay, why is that? So, all right, that's fine. Good question. Good question. And a lot of chat coming in there. I'll get to the chat. I'm sure you can all see the chat. I hope you can all see the chat. Okay, the content. So now we're not talking about the perception of the subject. What about the actual content? Do we need to reevaluate the content? Or is it good? Is it good enough? Is it great? It's perfect. Don't touch it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. What do we say? What do we say? The content at the moment, it's like, oh, undecided. Okay. I was saying at the moment it's everyone 100%, but it's not. 93% agree. Okay. I mean, look, these questions are obviously not, I mean, they're not leading questions, but they are sort of reflecting a general opinion towards agree. So, I mean, it's not that but yeah, I mean, they hopefully help us to engage in sort of deeper discussion on these things. And this is what we can talk about once we have finished these polls. Okay. Very, very good. Thank you. Thank you for those who are voting. That is really, really good. I really appreciate that, guys. Okay. This one's going to be good. The Pat needs some serious The Pat needs some serious trimming. I've got to see this one. I've been waiting to see this one.
Matthew, can you add the option delete the Pat?
Delete the Pat. Oh no, I don't want to. No, dear, oh dear, no. I want to keep my job. Interesting. Okay, very interesting results here. Okay, so a lot of you say it needs trimming. There's a bunch that say, no, it actually doesn't. It's fine as it is. So again, this all comes down to our opinions, which is great, and also our experiences, because all our schools are different. Can I move on? I think we can. We don't have too many. Okay, David says it must relate to chances in the industry, not trimming, but a realignment. That's really not a bad point at all. Right, number 5. Here's some interesting things just from some of the questions given to me from other teachers. CAT is given fewer hours at my school than other subjects. So, yeah, is it? I know in my own school, it's not given fewer hours in terms of timetabling, but it's definitely given few hours in terms of academic development. So a lot of our students are able to go to, they're told to go to all these extra classes in the mornings and afternoons and with all the big, main subjects. But yeah, computer applications technology just sort of sits in the background. But it's okay. That's a very good response there. It's good to see the results of that one. I hope everyone's seeing this. This is really good. What's next? Okay. Yeah, just a basic infrastructure question. Our school is well equipped to offer CAT. We have all the correct equipment we need. Do you? Don't you? I mean, you should to have CAT, but I know of many schools where it is a struggle because the equipment is not up to scratch, the infrastructure is not there, the connectivity is not there. Colin, nice to have you with us. It does, yes, it does vary from school to school. It really does. Okay, very interesting results here. Thank you. Thank you to those who are taking part. I really appreciate it. This is awesome. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Kathy, it's a good question there. Kathy's asking, how do rural schools cope with CAT? I've seen many different ways of teaching CAT in rural areas, and it's not ideal, really not ideal. Most of our students have computers at home. Do they? Don't they? Because this really does make it easier or harder for the teachers. Okay, look at this. This is a good result. This one, look at that. They were like fighting 50-50. Look at this. It's like Mike Tyson and some other guy without an ear. Wow, 60-40. Look at that. Okay. Right. So this brings us into the digital divide, doesn't it? The reality of that in our schools and the subject that we offer. I'm curious how this affects IT students as well. Okay, I'm going to go on to the next question. Everyone voted there. Okay, Kathy says computers at home, but no access to connectivity. So Yeah, that's also a big one. Oh, here's a good one. Do you teach other subjects in addition to teaching computer applications technology? So that's an interesting one. Or do you only teach computer applications technology? Wow, okay. We're getting more and more participants as we go along. This is great. Okay, so a lot of you are very lucky. You're very fortunate because you do only teach CAT, which is great. And I think that's the way it should be. I think schools exploit teachers and make them teach more than one subject. And I have my own thoughts on that. But yes, interesting. Interesting. Teach 2 other subjects as well. My goodness, that is insane. Are you involved in extracurricular activities? Okay, or does your school let you focus and specialize in your area of work? I guess not. Everyone else is involved in extracurricular activities. Okay. Afrikaans. So D. Wainwright. I don't know. I can't remember your first name. D. Diane. I don't know. Does grade Afrikaans for grade 10 to grade 12 as well. That's insane. Okay, so a lot of you are involved in extracurricular activities, and what I should have had is a question saying, is that related to your subject, or is that like sports or chess or something? Yeah. Thank you, Keith. You got it. How to Kill a Teacher 101. You are correct. You are correct. Okay, so that is very, very good. Let me see if we can see the total results of that. Can we see all the results? No, that's the total results are not here, but I'll share them with you guys. I've got access to them. I'll share these results when we're done. Right, now we got my favorite thing. This is called what's it called? A Wordle? Word cloud. Word cloud. Okay. So guys, what I'd like you to do is go to menti.com. Yuna, how did you find my djembe videos? You sneaky. Very sneaky. Yuna. Okay. So everybody, please go to menti.com. Use the code 79116205. And I want you to type there, what do other people say about your subject? When you say, oh, I teach CAT, and they go, what? And you go, computer application technology, and they go like, oh, isn't that typing? Isn't that games? Isn't that Microsoft's Apple thing? What do they do? Is that working? Do you type stuff and send it in? It should be working. Is it working? Enable? I don't know. I don't know what this is. I hope it's working. Oh, there it is. It's working. Hey, it's lit. Copy and paste. Yes, easy. My goodness, if CAT was easy, we'd all be doing it, eh? Yes. Easy subject, lower grade. Tell me about it. Huh? Word. AP Excel. Easy subject, low level. Refugee subject. Holy moly. Just press a button, it says. Oh my goodness, guys, no. Same as technology. Well, soft subject. Oh my goodness, not for everyone. For weaker learners, don't we? Oh, we hear that a lot, don't we? Look at all of these things coming in, guys. Last option subject. Change to CAT, yeah. For dummies. Yeah, or drop to CAT. Hey, how many times in your school do they go, oh, okay, they're not hacking it in IT, or they're not hacking in science or whatever. They can drop to CAT. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no. Ms. Ali, repeat the code. Is that for menti.com? 7911 6205. 7911 6205. I've popped it in the chat there. Oh, thank you, number 5 external. I don't know who that is. Who's number 5? That was sneaky, like really under the radar there. It's probably one of the examiners. They're like, oh, I want to see what these teachers have to say. If they start complaining about the exams, oh, I'm going to get in there. I'm going to show them. I'll give them a question. I'll give them a question.
Matt, it's me, Adina. I don't know why my Microsoft makes number 5 instead of my initials. I'm never on this.
Who is that? Who's me?
Dean, I've mailed you once or twice.
You have?
Subject.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Did I reply? I mean, did I reply? That must have been a good day if I replied. So wow, look at this. Wow, guys, thank you for your input. Look at this. I mean, I can relate to a lot of this, okay? Secretary, holy, and it just keeps coming. Oh my word. Same, not important to teach at school. Look at this. Everyone can do it. Ay. Drop to the subject. Can't do physics. No value. Easy to catch up. How many of you get CAT students joining you like halfway through grade 11 or at the beginning of grade 12? Think about that. Claire, the link, can you send that link that I sent you to everyone? I can't approve anyone else. If they've got the link, they can join right away, Claire. But I can't, maybe if you can help me with that, just send them the link that I sent you, and they'll be able to join right away, okay? Kathy, yeah, it kills you. Yes, Colin, all the time. I know. Guys, it's insane. How many people do we have in our meeting at the moment? Hey, nice. David Rogers suggested a name change could help with this. I agree. Yeah, drop to CAT, Mrs. Ali. You got it. Yeah, we are the safety net for the high flyers. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Keith. Yes. Right. So we can actually see, guys, that there are quite a few common things or common threads running through CAT nationally, hey? And we're not talking about just some schools, okay? This is all over the place. Right. This is going to be a fun one. I'm looking forward to this, okay? What could we remove from the CAT content? What could we remove? Here we go. Here it comes. Now we're going to see the sparks. All right. Go ahead. Type it out. Just mute your mic. Somebody's typing like a furious demon there. That's awesome. Just mute because, my goodness, you really are. Presentation. Oh, I love PowerPoint. Who wrote that? I love PowerPoint. No, I'm going to, I'm going to scratch that out. No. The first two are my favorites. Oh, that's terrible. Some theory. Okay, some theory. Database normalization. Preach it. What else do we have? Access. I did champion that a little while ago, a few years ago. But yeah, I don't know. It's not a bad it's not that bad. It's nice. David Rogers has said, while you're all busy typing there, that a lot of students who return after like a gap year say that CAT has been the only subject that has actually helped them. And I can attest to that. That's true. I have many matrics, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have the same experience. Matrics come back, after school, they come back and they say, so glad we did CAT. We're using it. We have the skills. People ask us to help them, etc., etc. We get it. Theory, separate subject. Okay. Word, electronic forms. Yeah, I think so. I agree with that one as well. Does anyone use Word for forms? Like electronic forms? I mean, generally, yes, maybe there are specific things. I mean, look, this whole conversation tonight is purely we're just talking, guys, and there's no right or wrong here. HTML? Who wrote HTML? What the heck? No, I like HTML. Oh, okay. Legacy tools, yeah, I suppose. Old equipment theory, yes, good. Forms, okay. When you say forms, you mean forms in Word or some theory? Content. What do you mean content? Like all of it? Everything? Irrelevant. I almost read irreverent theory. Like, hey, what textbooks are you guys using? Cut down the theory. Okay. I like it. Nothing. Oh, someone said nothing. Okay. Right. Very good, guys. I hope everyone is seeing this clearly enough. I hope the quality of the video is okay. Let's see. Zolewa has said we have a lot of theory that's not really necessary. CAT should be more about practical. Students have more practical work. Network theory. Okay. Networks is there. Okay. Old tech content. Electronic forms. Okay, so we do see a couple of things that are coming up more and more, which is great. It's really nice to see this. Theory needs to be updated regularly. Yes, that's the tough part about our subject, isn't it? It's one of those subjects that we actually need to be revising more than every 3 years. You know, even I don't even think we revise every 3 years. I mean, I think we're supposed to, but yeah, okay. So the next one. Okay, thank you guys. That is fantastic. I'm going to share that information with everyone. So that is if it's saved. If it didn't save, I'm really sorry. I apologize. Right, here is the opposite now. We've spoken about what we can take away from CAT. So what do you think you can take away from CAT? But what could we add? Okay, so let's say we've taken away a whole bunch of things. We've taken away all the things we don't like, not necessary, irrelevant, etc., etc. What could we add? What could we add to the subject? What's going to make CAT super duper awesome? I'm curious.
Web design.
Web design is good. Web design is good, but maybe better, maybe a little bit more than just straight HTML, I think. Eh? Okay, pivot tables. Well, we've got pivot tables. Well, the pivot tables we've got in the IAB. We do pivot tables. So pivot tables DBE, good, thank you. JavaScript, HTML5, CSS3, SQL. I would say if we take if we're taking access out, put SQL in, definitely. Relationships, yes. Okay. Hang on. We're adding relationships. No. I changed my mind. Outlook skills. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't know how to use Outlook. It's insane. What else do we have there? JavaScript is great, guys. JavaScript, very easy to learn. A lot of fun. Links in beautifully with HTML. CSS, just perfect for HTML. And HTML5, so much easier to work with HTML5, definitely. Pivot tables, great. We should be having that across the board. I teach pivot tables. I teach macros. Do you guys teach macros? DBE? I don't know. I don't know if you do. Okay. Compulsory subject. Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. From grade 8 to 10, guys. That's what I'm saying. It should be compulsory. It's a life skill, in my opinion. Anyway, Photoshop. Interesting. I lost about 2 minutes with Photoshop, and then I just die.
Film more like video editing. I think it's also good.
Video editing, nice. Great idea. I don't know who said that. I heard a little voice there, but yes, video editing, fantastic. Okay. CSS 1112. Really great ideas. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. That is really, really great. Thank you. Okay, I think that we have hit the end of our polls, and we've got now a nice baseline of everything that we need. So what I'm going to do now is we're now going to talk. The talking is going to begin. Now, a couple of things, guys. Just a couple of guidelines before we start our chatting. Let me just close all my windows that I don't need. Okay, just close all of that. Yes, there we go. Great. Couple of things. Number one, if you're not talking, have your mics on mute. And I must say, I'm impressed, and it's probably because we're all CAT teachers. Everyone's mics have been on mute, so good job, you guys. We put those other subjects to shame. They're what was it? The conferences that we had a little while ago, some of the schools and subjects. That was just a disaster for some of them because people don't know how to like do this online thing. But we're cat teachers, we got this. If you would like to communicate, if you'd like to say something, if you'd like to contribute to the chat and have your say, please put your hand up in Microsoft Teams. Okay, I think it's Control-Shift-K. I'll just double check if that is the, yes, Control-Shift-K. I'm going to write that down for you. Control-Shift-K. That's a nice keyboard shortcut for you to raise your hand, and then I can sort of facilitate and say, okay, you can ask your question. And then when you're done, Control-Shift-M is to mute that mic of yours. Okay, Control-Shift-M is to mute. If you want to quickly mute and unmute, just Control-Space-Bar. If you want to do that, it would be great if your internet access allows it. Switch on your camera so we can see you, and put a name to a face, and have a human being on the other side of the question. That would be really cool, guys. I'd really appreciate. Oh, there! Oh my goodness, there's Arnu. Oh, there's Kathy. Oh, now, okay. I didn't mean like right now, but that's cool. You can do it now. That's awesome. I didn't mean right now, but I mean when you ask your question. But even if you keep it on now, that's great. Just no bad language, okay? No bad words, okay? Yes, like normalization or things like that. Okay, we're all professionals. Let's continue to behave professionally and act professional. I know we will, but I thought I'd just chuck that in there because I like that picture. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to bring up the whole. There we go. Oh, I'm very big there. I'm going to just make myself a little bit smaller. Right, everyone. I hope you don't mind. I've got everyone up on the screen. And who would like to say something? Who would like to start? Let's see. And this is open discussion. You can ask questions. You can give suggestions, talk about your experience. Say something you don't like about cats. Say something you do like about cat. Whatever. This is completely free. We have 14 minutes, and then we're going to call it a day. Okay, so now is the time for all of us. You can chat in the side window. Everyone's going to see what you're typing. So, okay. Brandon is going to go get changed. Why? Okay, Brandon, do you have a question?
How's it? No, I don't have a question so much. Just a comment. I'm just trying to get my camera back on. There we go. I'm gonna.
Hang on. Let me just. Exit my spotlight.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. There we go. I'm gonna spotlight people as they speak, so we can sort of see them. Nice one. This is the IT guru who does all those very cool videos. I love this guy.
Thanks very much. Just something going forward for the subjects. Obviously, there are quite a few schools that are starting with like digital technology in grade 8 and grade 9. And if you look at the syllabus, there's a lot of overlap in those subjects with stuff that's going on in CAT, for example. So just something to be aware of. I don't know the answer to it, but we could become or get into a situation where we have some schools which are capable of going a lot further in CAT, for example, in 10 to 12 because of the foundations that were laid down with digital technology in 8 and 9. And then you got some schools which weren't able to do digital technology, and they still got to cover the basics from day one. So as much as I love digital technology, I'm concerned about the digital divide that's going to happen. I'm not criticizing digital technology. I think it's a very important skill. I would love it to have it in all schools. But I think until we get to a stage where like all schools are doing digital technology, it's going to be very difficult to like add stuff to CAT or take stuff away because the digital technology guys have covered it. But now, if you know what I mean, that whole concept of we're going to almost have like two different syllabuses running, the schools that have digital technology and the ones that don't. So it's a concern for me. I don't know the answer to it, but it's just something that I think we're going to be aware of.
I like that. Thank you. Some good points there, Brandon. A lot of people agreeing with you there. And that is true. There is a lot of in the 8 and 9 digital technology stuff that actually would be really nice to have in CAT. So, yeah, there needs to be a bit of a change there somewhere. Arnu van Dam.
Hello. Yeah, I just want to say something on that digital technology in grade 8 and 9. It's quite difficult in the rural schools to implement grade 8 and 9 because we have huge classes, grade 8 and 9. We sit with learners we have 60 learners in one class. So that is quite the challenge. And where we have CAT or in 10 to 12, we do not have those big classes. So it is really a challenge for us in the rural areas with CAT. We can't implement that grade 8 and 9 subject because of the class size. We only have 40 computers. So that's quite a challenge.
Okay, it's 40 computers across the whole school.
Yes, it's quite small. It's quite small. The sad part is you hear about people, schools that have 500,000, 600,000 rand to spend on computers, and your school can't even spend 20,000 on computers. I want to add the extra curriculum activities that I have is fixing computers after school.
That's true. Very good. Who are? Oh, we have a few people here. Hold on, let's have a look. Brandon, is that an old hand? Keith, your hand is up there. Keith, are you there? Keith, are you muted? Did you forget to unmute your mic?
I need to actually do a CAT course by the looks of it there. Yeah, just picking up on that as well. You know, there's another problem looming on the horizon, and I agree with the previous two speakers particularly, is that there's this robotics curriculum floating around in the primary schools that's been mooted, and take away the robotics side of it. From what I've seen, there's a lot of CAT material that's been mooted there as well. So we're now going to possibly have a third tier. There are really practical limitations in terms of implementation, as Arno's pointed out, of it going through. But the reality is we could be sitting with almost 3 different systems at the same time in terms of what's going to be going around. And this is supposed to be being piloted at the moment. I must admit, I don't have a great idea of how far it is or when it's coming in. But I mean, the point is, it's been put out there and been touted by the president himself. So we could be looking at that. And I think just to a point earlier that we have is that whatever we come up with, and I think we all realize that, first of all, we need to realize that we're a unique subject, and we're actually better than most of the subjects, to be quite honest, because most of the others are actually irrelevant. It's not ours that are irrelevant. Is that there needs to be an update mechanism, and David mentioned it earlier as well, is that it's something that needs to be reviewed quite often, because if you go into a strict curriculum reform process, and Anne made a comment earlier as well, and I also served on that at some stage, it takes an enormous amount of time to turn the ship around. By the time you've turned the ship around, you're 5 years out of date. So just some comments that we'll have to have a look at going forward.
Keith, thank you. That's really good. Let's see who else we've got here. We've got lots of people here. I'm going to just work my way down the list as we go. I don't actually know who's in order. Is it like an order? I think that's what that number is. Brandon, your hand is up there.
I think that's from previously, but let other people have a chance for it.
No problem. Let's lower your hand for you, shall we? Keith, is that your hand as well? Yeah, that's probably an old hand as well. Hey, I'm going to lower your hand. Imagine as a teacher, we could do that in real life. Just hands down. There it goes. Okay, Bev, yes.
Okay, I just got to learn to press all the right buttons and not more than once. Just following on what Keith was saying, we can add this and we can take away that and we can update this. We're sitting with the same problem, that we have to update everything within 2 years sort of minimum. And we're already doing it every 3 years and it's still not enough. So I think we should try and work away like history have done to take out the content out of the caps and just put in like general problem solving issues. And then we teach each problem solving skill in a certain way. So you use Excel to teach, I don't know, financial statements or whatever you do with Excel, and we use database features to solve problems. So we're looking at problem solving rather than how to make a report in Access. So we're looking at much broader questions or content, I don't know what the word is, and then we fit content into that. So I don't know how the hell you do a prac exam or mark it, but sort of more like project-based learning, more like our PAT is, where kids can actually provide some sort of creativity as well. And then maybe we don't have to have such a big PAT, because then they can put creativity into our exams. So that's what I think. I think we need to work to find a way to work without updating every 3 years.
Very good. Yeah, thank you, Bev. Hopefully we can get back to that. I want to give everyone a chance to have their say. So, Claire.
Hi. I just want to say the problem for me is sorry, I'm struggling with my video is not turning on, sorry. The problem for me is we keep on asking what's new and relevant content, and there's a lot of new and fantastic relevant content, but we can't just keep on adding more and more and more content, because there's just so much time that is available. So something that's really a real passion for me is that we need to start refocusing on what do we actually want to achieve with the subject. Do we want, because my vision of it has always been that we actually want to have extremely skilled end users when they're finished with our subject. So if you want an extremely skilled end user, and I don't know, I might be wrong, but that's my perception of the subject has always been that. If we want an extremely skilled end user, why are we teaching them the technical things of networks? I think there's too much of our subject that overlaps with IT. We need to decide what we want to do with the subject, and then we can start thinking, what do we want to add and what can we actually take away? Because we're actually, in some instance, we're just going too technical. And I mean, it's like we can make it more difficult and we can make it more challenging so that it's actually a worthy subject, which I absolutely believe it is, by adding things like pivot tables and doing more advanced practical skills. But it doesn't necessarily have to be the same as IT, and it doesn't feel like we're splitting it properly always, especially in terms of the theory.
Very nice. Yes, very good, Claire. Thank you. I hear what you're saying. A lot of people are agreeing with you. Suki van Sail. Good evening, Suki.
Yes, good evening, everybody. So I'm actually from the university teaching CAT education, and I really agree with, who was it, Claire, who just
Claire,
said,
yes.
Yeah, no, we shouldn't complicate the subject. I think the curriculum is really well written, and but it's for us to interpret it. It's for us to apply good strategies. We can still incorporate the problem solving, look at the tasks that we are giving the learners, make the subject interesting for them, and adding and adding and adding. Just why are we doing that? We need to keep the purpose of the subject in mind. And I think if we look at the digital technology, it's to prepare learners for CAT and IT. So that's why there are other content as well. And we have really looked at the curriculum as well, and I don't think just adding stuff is going to solve the problem, but it's us as teachers who need to keep the interest and to keep up to date with what's going out there and the type of tasks and problems that we give our learners to do. Just make it real life. Somebody mentioned about problem solving, but it's already in the CAPS. So we just need to think and apply those strategies. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, Suki. Thanks so much for your input. We have, who's next? Brandon and then David. So Brandon, do you have something else there?
Yeah, just a couple of comments. Just regarding the importance of CAT. I always tell my students, like when I teach maths and I teach other subjects as well, I tell them like CAT is the most important subject, because out of a class of whatever, out of 40 kids, for example, you'll say like 5 of you might solve a quadratic equation when you leave school. 5 of you might do a titration for science. but every single one of them are going to buy a computer or have to write a Word document or do a budget or something like that. So that's why the importance of it is so important. I know we give our students a letter when they matriculate saying this is what they do in CAT, and they end up taking that letter to the university, and they end up getting exempted from a lot of the computer literacy courses at university and getting money back, and it makes a big difference in their first year. So the importance of the subject needs to be highlighted. And then just an idea, it's a very out there idea. I might get lynched a bit with this idea, but just a possibility. I don't know. If you think, I taught in New Zealand for a bit, and a lot of the schools over there separate their subjects quite dramatically. They don't have science, they have physics, and they have chemistry as separate subjects. And I thought about the idea, imagine if we had 3 computer subjects. If we had an IT programming subject, we had a CAT subject or a computer literacy where we could do the practical content, and then a separate subject which was the theoretical one. And then it opened the door to do more skill-based, more problem solving in the practical one for the CAT, for example. And on the theory side, you could really focus on students that want to do computer architecture or building machines and stuff like that, where they can do the theoretical part, and they learn more about how the computers work. And I've always thought that would be quite nice if you got those 3 spheres, because then a kid who enjoys programming can go the programming sphere and computer literacy, or they can go computer architecture or programming sphere. Just some ideas of something that could happen if we had to expand the subject, and then we would have more time to do more stuff, the more in-depth stuff and the stuff that we actually want to do for that particular focus.
Cool. Yo, thank you, Brandon. David, you've been hanging on there. Thank you for your patience.
Hi there. Hi. I think the reason that most teachers don't like to teach Access is that what they're doing there, they could actually do a better job if they did it as a spreadsheet rather. That they're not actually using it as a relational database. Okay. Most of the work they do with a single table, and they spend a whole lot of time getting into things like the intricacies of the interface, rather than understanding the concepts of why we have relational databases. And I've seen the word relationships come up here a whole lot. Normalization definitely out. It should not be anywhere near a CAT syllabus, but relationships should be. The people should understand how relationships work, how to break a many-to-many relationship up into separate ones with a joining table, and design should be a far bigger part of it, rather than the arcane intricacies of what we like, of what we actually teaching them now. So I think if we as teachers understood how relationships worked, it would be a whole lot more useful for our kids, and they'd be able to see it as a useful tool. If they can create an invoice, if they can do something useful, rather than just see it as interface.
Excellent, thank you. That makes sense. I mean, that does bring into the context of using Access within a context that is accessible and not theoretical. And I mean, I still struggle to teach relationships properly myself. I'm the worst. I'm just the worst. I'm sorry. Anyway, okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is just after 8 o'clock, and I mean, I would love to keep chatting. I mean, there's so much more that we can talk about, and we haven't actually really debated anything yet, which is probably not a bad thing at the moment for our first time here. So if I'll give we'll go for 10 more minutes for those who want to just hang around and chat about anything extra, or have a few more things they'd like to say or talk or ask any questions. Are there any new teachers that want to ask some things? I mean, this is now your opportunity. Teachers can say, hi, I don't know how to teach Word. And then we'll be like, what are you doing teaching CAT? You know, we'll make fun of you. And no, we won't. I mean, I might, but the others will make you feel better, so it's fine. This is your time. Otherwise, we're going to call it a night. And Claire, you had to put your hand up. Claire Smuts has something to say. Please.
Sorry, man. I just realized we haven't really spoken about the PAT.
No, we haven't.
Can I just quickly mention something about it?
Oh, boy.
I think there's so many of us that has this love-hate relationship with it. The PAT is such a valuable tool that we actually teach the learners. I mean, it teaches them to do research. It teaches them to actually break a project into pieces. I'm really, I see the value in it, absolutely. My big thing is just like, who was it who posted on the group the other day that the tourism PAT takes like 8 hours. So that's like so unfair. I mean, my drama colleague the other day told me that the drama for drama grade 12, they set their own PATs, and it can be as short and as long as they want to. There's almost virtually no guidelines. So I think I really think we need to see how we can maybe trim the PATs a little bit, because it's an extremely valuable project. But we have to find a way to make it more manageable for the learners and for us in terms of administration. I don't know about you, but for me, I usually have between 70 and 100 learners in grade 12, but actually managing all of them and getting them all to complete it is just incredibly difficult. Especially because 90% of the time, I don't manage to do it in class time. I actually have them come and do it after hours in school. So I'd love to hear other people's opinions on that.
The PAT's a big one. I think we always have a love-hate relationship with PAT. And let's hear from some of the other teachers. What do you guys think about that? Oh, wait, maybe I should see like who's got their hands up. I'm like not even looking. Francis, Francis is about to speak, everybody. Keep quiet. Francis is going to say something.
Yeah, sorry, I'm already in my PJs. I'm not going to put my camera on.
Put your camera on now.
I agree with Claire. When I started teaching CAT, the PAT makes sense to me because she showed me how the kids are actually learning to apply the skills practically what they learn. And the feedback, as I manage my kids with their PAT, some of them said, ma'am, now it makes sense because I had to figure out where to use this function. I had to figure out how to make this query. And at the end, the ones that actually put the effort in, it made sense to them. For me, the biggest issue is phase 1 and 2. For me, there's a lot of repeat in the IEB phase 2, which I think can be minimalized. It can be integrated into phase 1, where they ask the questions, where they have to do the referencing. I feel there's a lot of repeat in phase 2, which is really a waste of time. If we integrate phase 1 and 2, then they can focus more on the practical, solving the question, getting to the answer of what their PAT is about. And most of the kids who did a good job, like I got a few 90s last year, and it's because the kids used the rubric, they applied the skill, and they could use it in their practical exam.
Yeah, that does make sense, Francis. That really does. Thank you. A lot of comments coming through, everybody. A lot of people agreeing with everybody. This is a very good group. We all agree with each other here. It's very good. Interesting. Not a lot of people disagree here. It's interesting. Maybe I should just start disagreeing with everyone, just like really mix things up. Claire, I disagree. Okay, interesting. Practical tasks are great. Phase 1 and 2 detract from the task. Make it so that not so computer literate teachers have to attend CAT classes. Yes, Brandon. Hallelujah. My goodness, how often have you guys had teachers come and see you like, oh, please help me. My Word document just keeps doing this and it doesn't want to let me do that. And then you're like, yes, well, stop pressing the space bar a million times and enter like 10,000 times to get to the next page. Or have you guys had that? Yes. Yeah, I get that. 100%. Yeah. Everyone, all the comments are coming in like all the time. I know. Yes, I know. I think maybe next time we'll talk about teacher development and in the middle of class. Yes, Claire. I've had that too. It's like, sorry, I know you're busy. but could you just help me? And they've got their laptop like in their hand and everything. Hey, like, just, it'll be quick. If you could just show me how to do this. And if it has a button, call the cat teacher. Yeah. Yuna says break up the PAT over 2 years. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Is that what that buzz is? I keep hearing. Naledi. Sorry, I didn't see your hand up there. I'm a very terrible facilitator. Naledi, the floor is yours.
Sorry. Hi, Matt. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I don't know what I wanted to say. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Anyway, Matt, my question on the chat was, I don't know if I missed the intro to this. We are discussing all of these. What is our plan to get our voices heard? Because I think we all feel like some of the content is quite tedious and it's lacking in terms of developing and moving with technology. Looking at the digital technology, I'm sorry, I'm taking everyone back now, but looking at digital tech, we see that there's some movement in there, and I feel like the digital tech is going to be quite ahead than the cat kids. And on the pad, it's quite valuable, and I think it's actually quite good because research in any level, especially postgraduate, is repetitive, and the kids need to learn that you go and do a part and then you come back and then you rework it and you rework it, and that is how we get to the final of the part. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to know, before you conclude, what is the purpose of all of this? How are we going to get our voices to the department to give them these recommendations and things like that? Thank you.
Thank you, Naledi. Thank you. Good point. And this is kind of the reason that I've started this, is to try and get those in the right places to see that the cat teachers are beginning to get together and they are beginning to talk and share ideas and provide some input and constructive input as part of that. So yes, I will be making sure that those people in the department have access to this. I will make sure that everyone is okay that I share this. I want to just make sure everyone's okay because I know I'm recording and all that stuff, so I've got to be careful with that. And yes, I will be sharing this information and this recording with people to look at, and hopefully that's a start. You know, we got to start somewhere, so maybe this is that start. I hope, you know, we can only try. I've never done this. This is the first time we've ever done something like this, so yeah. Okay, I think I saw David. Did you have your hand up? David, yes. We'll do 10 more minutes, everybody, and then we'll call it a night. 10 more minutes.
Okay, I'll try to quick. It's about the PAT. I think that there are two big elements in the PAT. There's the actual research, the actual task, the actual practical task where they create the solution, but all the bits about the research doesn't always relate and actually help where they're heading to in it. I think that if we had a research task that was an academic research task that has references that they can show, that they can do, they can cite the references, do all of that as a research project, and have that as a separate task that doesn't relate in any way to the actual practical task. I think that could really benefit the kids a whole lot more than trying to manipulate the research that they're doing, making it relate to the actual practical task that they're on. I think splitting that into two parts and doing it over 2 years might be a way to do that. A lot of our students do ORTs, and that skill would help them if they did that in grade 11, and then in grade 12 we're able to focus on the actual practical tasks of creating the new solution, which is what the PAC's supposed to be about.
Thank you, David. Yes, making it a lot more real, I think, relevant and real.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Right, ladies and gentlemen, although we have a lot of chat activity, which is great, it is 8:15, and if no one has anything burning, some burning questions that will just inspire us all to go to school tomorrow morning and carpe the diem. I'm going to say thank you. You know what? I'm going to just switch to let's do this. Let's switch this here so we can finish off properly. There you go. You can look at my beautiful face. There you go. Okay, everybody. Guys, I want to just thank you everybody for the time that you have dedicated tonight to be a part of this chat. I've really enjoyed this. This has been the most wonderful experience in terms of chatting about the subject, because I think a lot of teachers always feel that they're on their own in their school and they just have these documents and papers and a subject advisor or a whatever. And there's or maybe there's a group, like we have the Facebook group, we have the tech teachers and all that. Great, but I think this puts more of a human element and human face to it. And so I really do want to thank everyone. I really appreciate it that you joined us. I'm so grateful for that. Without you guys, this would never have happened. And none of this, we would have never spoken about all these things and learned different things from each other. So who knows? I don't know when the next one will be. I don't want to take this on and make it a monthly thing or anything crazy like that. We just don't have time. I don't have time. But I will definitely do my best. And I will try and share this with everyone as soon as I can, if it worked. And I'll try to get the YouTube thing working next time as well. So everybody, thank you. Have a lovely evening. All the best. And if there's anything else that you want to chat about, please, if you are in the Facebook group, hop in there. Tell everybody what they missed. Tell them how great it was and that they don't want to miss the next one. And we'll see if we can double our numbers for next time. That'll be awesome. Guys, thank you so much. Have a lovely evening.